Okay, so we've arrived at the spot. It's about 7 p.m, so that's going to give us about 2 hours of fishing, and we've only been here a few minutes and already landed a couple of really nice fish, which is really good. So I am going to be using 2 rods today. This is not my typical style. Usually I'm just purely on the soft plastics and lures, but because of this system here, because it's probably not heavily fished, I thought I'd also bring a bait rod. So I've just got a very standard general purpose. That's a 3 to 5 kilo rod there. It's a 6'10" rod. Got a little 3000 size reel there with 10-pound braid. And what we did on the way, we picked up some janjuck worms, and we're just going to thread 3 or 4 scrub worms on there. Now, ideally what we're going to do is cast towards any visible structure. So if you get any tree logs that are standing outside the water, that's where we're going to pepper these baits. And then meanwhile, what I'm going to be doing is using my other rod, which is the Miller Rods XFLC, which is the extra finesse long cast. And that is a brilliant rod for flicking soft plastics and lures land-based. 7'3", it's a little bit longer, very, very sensitive tip. But the perfect thing about that is that you can get really good casting distance. The water clarity is a little bit poor today. It's very, very brownish. So I'm going to be using some very bright coloured soft plastics. Might even attach a jig spinner. And between those two things, in a very short span, I'm pretty confident we'll get onto a few good fish. Alrighty. Weapon of choice. The XFLC with the Stella. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flick some 3-inch grubs. That's the yellow striped tiger grub, banana shock, and we've got the integrated jig spinner. Redfin machine. Have a look at this for a setting, guys. What a magic place. Alright, well, we're just going to chuck a bait out here. Got a beautiful bit of structure here, just the timber that's coming out. Now we can see I've just got a little running sinker rig, just a tiny little sinker to a barrel swivel, and about 60 centimeters of fluorocarbon leader. So look at that. That is redfin crack right there. So cast that out, try and get it nice and close to that log. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. You want to have some room away from it, because if those fish run to the structure, you got no hope otherwise. So I'm going to put that in the rod holder. Now we're going to go flick a couple of lures. That's a good fish. Yeah, definitely. It's going to get this bell off because I don't like bells. Look at that, straight away. Yeah, it's got a bit more weight. There we go. All right. I cast out the bait, and that was literally in the water for about 20 seconds. It was actually walking to my bag, and that went off. A beautiful little redfin there. So obviously there's no shortage of these reddies or English perch in this system. Beautiful colours on these fish. Also a really good eating fish. So obviously it's recommended not to put these guys back in the system. And that's not so bad because they are a really nice eating fish. And for me, these are one of the first fish that I started targeting using soft plastic. So I love catching these fish. You know what? That's a good start to our session. Let's see if we can get a few upgrades throughout the evening. All right, so they're the worms that we're using today. So janjuck worms. So that's definitely responsible for catching, what, 2 reddies in literally about 5 minutes. And all I'm doing at the moment is I'm just trying to cast nice and close to this little bit of structure. Oh, look at that. That is perfect. It's like a metre away from it. and then just burn it back a little bit because we don't want them to snag that up. Put that in the rod holder, and seriously, last time oh, it's on already. Oh. Yep. 100%. Yep. It's a little ready. Little guy. Woo! Might have to throw a plastic and just drag it along the bottom of that stump, because there's obviously they're sitting in there. Oh, got one. Oh, wow, this is a good fish. Guys, just pull and drag. It's a big fish. Big one, man. Seriously, good fish. No, it's just tangled. This is a good fish, boys, I'm telling you. No, I don't know, man, it's huge. Yeah. Oh no. This is a massive redfin. Oh, this might be the 50, boys. So I need a high five someone. There you go. Have a look at that. So for me, this is what freshwater fishing is all about. That is an absolute ripper of a redfin. And that took that little 3-inch curl tail, the bright yellow one, which we call banana shock. It's a strike tiger soft plastic. And that's with the 1/8 of an ounce jig head and that integrated jig spinner. Look at the big cavernous mouth on this thing. So that was a really aggressive strike. Now, redfin are notoriously for being quite sluggish fighters, but what I was doing was just slow rolling that soft plastic just past that snag that's out of the water. And this thing absolutely monstered it when it went past, and it pulled drag. It's not very often that a reddy pulls drag, but that is a beautiful fish. Look at the coloration, the aggressiveness. That's a pretty special moment. I'm absolutely thrilled with that. That's a redfin that pulled drag. That is a ripping fish. We're just going to pepper this snag because we've pulled 4 good fish out of it in literally 15 minutes. That wind's just getting up a bit now, so I just want to make sure it doesn't get stuck in that tree branch there. So we might just point that a bit that way and leave that like that. And bell in the pocket, sweating up. Oh, look at that, we're on already. That's incredible. Oh, he's come off. No way. No way, the bait is gone straight away. I think we might ditch this bait rod just for a minute because it's getting very distracting, and I suspect we're probably going to do better just flicking these soft plastics. I just want to make sure I don't leave any rubbish lying over, but you can see how quick that was. So again, I think if you can get the right cast with your plastics right next to that log and burn it back so that way it doesn't get snagged. So that's probably a really good cast there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to burn that back nice and slow. And that hit before was epic. Oh, jeez. I'm on edge here because the fishing. Oh, getting a bite, getting a bite, getting a bite. Come on, come on. I think that's just a little one that's followed it in all the way. So let's burn that in. Yeah, it was. I just saw a little one there. Just going to stand in just a tiny bit and hopefully not slip over. So we want to get a little bit closer to that log. That's probably just a metre or 2 off where I want to be. Let that sink. There we go. Good fish. Yeah, got another good one, boys. That's what I'm saying. Just got to pepper that right spot. And this is another very solid fish. So we are going to ditch the baits because this is way much fun. And it's a lot less stop and start. It's just pure just cast and catch. And this is a really solid fish. Like, this feels heavier than the last fish. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Wow. Holy moly. This is just an, yeah, it's a big, it's probably bigger. Oh my god. This is insane. What a magnificent fish. And he has absolutely engulfed that soft plastic there. So look at that. That is that jig spinner. And look at the size of this fish, guys. What a magnificent fish. That is absolutely amazing. Now the last one was 43 centimeters. I'll tell you what, this one might have a centimeter or two on top of it, guys. It really might. Look at that. That is the second ready. So that was 2 redfin in 2 casts on that same snag. So obviously there is a school of big fish sitting in there. Look at that. What a magnificent fish. So once again, he's probably pushing the low 40s. Oh, that is so much fun. So that is 2 40+ centimeter redfin in 2 casts on that little yellow 3-inch grub tail. And man, I'm so excited about that. That is bloody epic. All right, so we've only been fishing for about 45 minutes and already that sun is starting to come down. So I reckon we've only got about a 20-minute window. And of course, we're in the dune buggy there, so we can't venture back in the dark. So we're gonna have to go back on last light. So I reckon we've got about 20 minutes. So just for everyone at home, what I have been catching those big redfin on. So this is an integrated jig spinner. So that is a 1/8 of an ounce. And you can see you've got that really cool jig spin there. So it kind of acts as a soft plastic and a spinner. It's like a hybrid, but it works really, really well. And then I've got a bright yellow 3-inch grub on there. That's one of the striped tigers in that banana shot color. What's really good about this is you can work it and hop it nice and slowly off the bottom, but you also get the really flashy sort of coloration there from those spoons that are part of the spinner. And obviously redfin, yellow belly, bass, estuary perch, they're all aggressive fish, they're all predatory fish, and most of them will just strike something that goes past just based on noise and their predatory instincts alone. So that's why we're using a setup like this. I think as we get to last light, we may even put some subsurface lures or some surface lures on. Definitely some bass and EPs in this area, so it's good to mix things up. But what a place.
Yeah, another ready. Good looking little sample. Just on a Vibrax actually, so surface lure. A lot of fun to catch.
It smashed it as soon as it hit the water, didn't it?
Dinner time for us.
Beautiful little fish. Well done, matey.
Thank you.
Another. He's not huge. He's not too bad. Alrighty. So there you go. Absolutely stunning fish. A good eating fish too. And we love fish that like taking baits and soft plastics. So another beautiful one there on the board. Well, that's a wrap, everyone. And what an absolutely awesome evening it's been. So out here fishing with my good mates Mark, Bathurst champion Nathan, another top bloke, and we're out in the dune buggy. It has been absolutely sensational. So much fun booting around with that dune buggy. Got to drive for a little bit there. A couple of hairy moments. I think the boys sort of sunk a little bit with me in the driver's seat. But that was awesome fun. We get to a spot here. Not a lot of fishing pressure. Absolutely beautiful conditions. That sun is just coming down. We've got the silhouette on the horizon. And the fishing was absolutely epic. So it probably took about 20 seconds to get our first ready. We've got a couple of little ones. Then I found a little patch where they were holding, and then pulled 2 redfin that were over 40 centimeters in 2 casts. And I reckon we've got about another 10 minutes to go. But what an epic, epic session.